why shit wasn't looking right. I was like, what the hell? I'm on the wrong freaking page again. Uh, let's give it a minute to adjust. 'Cause I sure put it on the wrong side again. Baby, it's been a long day. It's been a long day. Just I sure had it on the wrong one. I had it on my beauty page and not on my WWE stuff. Child, they was gonna be like, "What is she talking about today? What is this? This is not nails, girl. Girl, we're supposed to be talking about nails." Hold on. Let me go on over here and fix a few things. Let's switch off to my other channel. All right, that's not promising. I'm gonna give y'all a few minutes to come in because I was the one who was late. I had to switch over. My apologies. I had to switch over because I was on the wrong channel. But to be fair, the first people who popped up in here, all right, because I'm like, where's all my folk? First people who popped in here was Kenny, Kayla, and Nika, and that is because they're subscribed to my beauty page. You have to understand they're right next to each other in my list when I get ready to go on StreamYard. So sometimes that happens, but I am here now. That's all that matters. Okay. All right. Hey Pierre, how are you? Rico, I promise y'all we gonna make this short and sweet. I'm not gonna be on here long. Because I got a long day tomorrow. Hello, Aaliyah. Hi, 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 hi. All right, so let us begin. Okay, we already did the top commenter of the day, so just hold on. Let me get into my computer right quick. And my man, thank you to my man. All right. Let's restart that. Okay, so let's get into Raw. Let's get into it. Okay. Hello, Janelle and Donnie is here. Hello, how are you? How is everybody doing? I hope everybody had a good day. If not, we're gonna try to make it a good day with what happened today on Monday Night Raw. Okay, Raw was actually really decent today. It wasn't a bad show at all. I'm gonna try to take you through as much of the show as possible, and then we gonna pop off like we always do. You rock out with your cock out. Okay, all right. Right. We gonna rock out with our cock out, like I said. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. It's good. It's good. It's good. All right. So I got one more picture to grab because I need it. And I know they posted it earlier. That was an hour ago. So hold on, y'all. Oh my god, thanks, babe. So loud. Like it was so loud. It was just like really loud. Oh, Sonia's birthday was yesterday. Oh, happy birthday to you, Sonia Deville. Okay, we love that for you. A great birthday. Hope you had an awesome birthday. There it is. There he is. Okay. Who honked that horn? Someone else heard. All right, y'all. So let's get into it. Monday Night Raw kicked off with none other than the prodigal son, Cody Rhodes. Okay. Cody Rhodes came out there to speak on his reasoning why he brought Jay Uso to. Why are you drinking out my juice? See, this probably talking about you said you don't do shit like that, and you do. You be sneaking little swivels and sips. Then I look up and my juice be empty.
Oh, sorry.
Why you ain't just ask me if you could have some? I would have poured you some in the cup.
I didn't need a cup.
I don't want your backwash in my juice. Don't you look at me like that, damn it. Anyway, first off, let me get Impact off the background because that's just rude. That's better. Anyways, Cody came out there and spoke on Jay Uso and his reasoning behind him bringing him to Raw. Okay. Hi, Tirza. He said, not the cock. I honked that horn with my mind. I mean, y'all have exchanged other fluids, sir. First of all, mind your motherfucking business. That's what your first thing. Okay. Secondly, it don't have nothing to do with him grabbing my juice and drinking it from the bottle. Okay. I don't do him like that. So all I ask is that if he wanted something, I he'd say, babe, can I have some juice? I'd be like, sure. I got a cup right here. I gave the man some of it. I ask you what I do, then ask you that. My foot is on fire. Ooh. You ain't got no pill or nothing you could take for that? Like, ask Malcolm to massage it or something. Say exchanging fluids. What the fuck, girl? You know what he meant. I thought he was a virgin and had virgin ears. Clearly, he is not. Too busy worried about my pulse and everything that's going on over here. Anyways, Cody said basically what he said is a method to the madness. He felt like Jay Uso deserved a second chance, and so he was going to give him one. But he alluded to the fact that there was another reason behind what he was doing. However, he never really fully explained that. Okay. My sentiments is LA Knight probably is going to be John Cena's partner when they have the match next week. The week out, yeah, because it's gonna be next week, right? Fastlane is next weekend, babe. Next Saturday.
Yeah.
So next weekend they're probably gonna have John go with LA Knight, but as of now, it's scheduled for him to be in a 2-on-1 handicap match with Solo and Jimmy. And I just feel like that's probably not going to happen the way that they're alluding us to believe. But anyway, that's sidetracked. We'll get to them in a minute. I am and I do. Oh, child, please. She said, y'all was like, love that for you. No, we were not. No, we weren't. Rico is minding my business. It's the point. We were not doing anything, unfortunately. we we can't at the moment. Um anyways, that's neither here nor there. I'll talk to you about that later, Tirza. Anyways, Cody made it very clear that he knows that Jay Uso is not everybody's best friend. He fully understands that people have a grudge against him and others who are a part of the bloodline as well as Roman Reigns themselves. But he feels like Jay Uso is trying to do something different and be better, and he is trying to turn over a new leaf, and he wants to make things right. And he said, if he's trying, then let him try. Of course, the Judgment Day came out there and talking a lot of shit. I muted them when they came out. I just didn't want to hear what they had to say because it's the same rhetoric that they spew over and over again. Essentially, they just was like, well, we were offering him a family as if he didn't have one before when he was with the bloodline. The difference being in the Judgment Day is that Jay Uso would have to answer to everybody instead of answering to one person. Um, and quite frankly, if I was Jay Uso before we saw him make his decision last week, Ask yourself, what exactly are you going to gain from being in the judgment day at any given point? It does nothing for you but solidify you as a bad guy. And if you're trying to make yourself look different, then joining the judgment day doesn't work. And they knew that. So the reality of the situation is, even if we were to put pen to paper and make this happen, it just would not logically make sense for Jey Uso to go 3 years as one of the biggest, baddest villains in WWE to join the secondary crew in the WWE in terms of the Judgment Day. All right. They did not like this. Okay. They were very upset that Jey Uso shot them down. They called him a fool and said that they were going to deal with him too. And well, they decided to try to attack Cody. This led to Jey Uso coming out there to protect him. And then it was like, well, it's 3-on-2, so let's get their ass. That didn't work either because Sammy and Kevin came out there and it was 4-on-3. When they realized that the numbers was not on their side, the boys backed off. And as they was backing off, Damian was trying to tell him, like, yo, let's go. We go in the back, we regroup. No, JD McDonough decided to bring his ass out there with 2 chairs, gave a chair to Finn, and was like, let's go take these fools out. Figured if he had the chair, it'd be an equalizer that they'd be able to take out. So once things started to crumble, the boys got in the ring and they started battling. Okay, they was whooping their ass. Okay, Dominic got beat up. Finn got beat up. JD McDonough got beat up, and it was only left. The only one left was lonely ass Damian Priest, and they whooped his ass hood gang style. Okay, that is definitely a clip on Twitter that I am glad is floating around, and I think I got a way that I can make that clip even funnier. I done figured it out. I just gotta find it on Twitter, and I gotta find the sound that I need to make it even funnier. So, because there's 2 ways that clip could be funny. But anyways, this led to all 4 men backing out of the ring while Damian was getting his ass whooped. Finn and the other 2 was backing their way out. Damian got fucked up. So when they went in the back, Damian cussed JD McDonough's little bobbleheaded ass the fuck out. He was like, bitch, you not in the judgment day. You will never be in the judgment day. Get the fuck from back here. That nigga ran like a little, you ever seen a little boy scurry after they get yelled at by their daddy? Child, he shriveled up real quick. Damian was on his ass. He ain't say nothing to nobody. He just left. Dominic standing there with his mouth open because he ain't never had nobody yelling at him like that before. That's because his daddy was too easy on him. He should have been whooping his ass. And Finn, Finn from the rough streets of Ireland. So Finn was like, God damn. That man mad. Yes, baby, he is. You be mad too if you got your ass whooped in the middle of the ring and nobody came in there to save him. You be mad too. They mauled Damian Priest. They mauled him. Okay. Baby, that was the end of that. All right. So moving on. Moving right along. Okay. The next match that we had was a scheduled announced match. For once, WWE kept all the matches that they announced as they announced them. They did have them placed at different times, but they kept all of their announced matches and they didn't make any last minute changes. So Bronson Reed, Tittle's #1, and Lima Bean, Walker Lima Bean, Otis had a match against each other. Chad didn't come out there with Otis. Only Maxine came out there with Otis. Now, for whatever reason, Bronson Reed was the one who ended up winning this match. A lot of people like this match because in Big E's most famous words, you had 2 big meaty men slapping meat. Okay, and a lot of people enjoyed the match. I watched it in parts, so I didn't get to see all of it. I will say that it was some shit that was disturbing. I mean, okay, like these 2 motherfuckers is too big to be jumping off of the top rope. That's just the bottom fucking line. I don't care what nobody say. You're too big for that shit. Don't do that shit no more. You're disrespectful. You feel me? Anyways, ultimately, it was a one error that Otis made, climbing to the top rope and not making sure that Bronson Reed was down and out. Bronson Reed moved, Otis did his move, and he ended up hitting face down on that mat hard. Bronson Reed was able to hit his tsunami, and that was it. It was counted 1, 2, 3, and the match was over. Now, to be fair, Bronson Reed owns a win over Otis and on Chad. I don't know exactly what Triple H is doing with Bronson Reed, but I guess we'll have to wait and see how this is going to play out in his favor. But for right now, he has beaten every member of Alpha Academy. Now, moving on to Shinsuke Nakamura. You see, Seth freaking Rollins came out first instead of Shinsuke, and he made it very clear what his intentions were. He said that he felt like for the last couple of weeks, Shinsuke has had him on the ropes. He has been moving and shaking and just making it seem like, am I crazy? Seth was just like, one, he said, either you accept my challenge or I'm moving on. I'm not waiting for you to decide what you want to do. I'm done. I'm done with the games. I'm done with the intrigue. I'm finished. I'm going to move on to people who want to actually battle me because I don't have time to worry about what you want to do and where your next move is coming from because I want to be a fighting champion, not a waiting champion. So, Shinsuke, what's your answer? Shinsuke cut a promo on the Titantron and he basically told Seth, I am going to brutalize you. I'm going to break you down and I'm going to destroy you. And the best way that I know how to do that in one of the most brutal matches in this company, it's going to be you versus me in a last man standing match. Now, Seth Rollins then cut a very long promo after that. Shinsuke once again doubled down on the fact that Seth is going to be so hurt that he's not going to be able to pick up his daughter and he's going to be ashamed and his wife is going to be hurt. And he keeps mentioning Seth's family because that is a point of contention for him. And he knows that it makes him very uneasy and riled up that he keeps bringing all that up. For once, however, Seth was pretty calm, cool, and collected. He basically told Shinsuke that he thinks that he does all of this for all the glory and all the accolades. He does it because he loves it. He said, this is what I do. Next to his family, this is the air that he breathes. This is everything to him. And he's not going to just let him come in and destroy everything he's built. He said, if I'm going to be ashamed of anything, he said, I'd be ashamed if I didn't get the chance to continue fighting and to keep pushing forward. He said, I will always fight for what I believe in. I will always fight to be at the top. I'm always going to be one of the best, if not the best. And in all fairness, Seth is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. We're just being fair. So he accepted the last man standing challenge, it seemed reluctantly. While his wife, Becky Lynch, was watching backstage, I could see a little look of concern on her face. Any wife would be concerned with their husband wrestling in a very brutal match, but even she has been in a last man standing match and she fully understands what this means. Seth, on the other hand, has never wrestled in a last man standing match. This is his first last man standing match ever. So the match is set. Both men have accepted, and it's going to be Shinsuke Nakamura versus Seth freaking Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship at Fastlane. Now, the next match that happened was Dominic Mysterio versus Dragon Lee. I rarely give Dominic Mysterio any credit for anything because he was very lazily phoning in his wrestling. But I got to give the boy his props. In this match against Dragon Lee, he matched that man bar for bar, move for move. There was a rarity where he made a mistake, and if he did, it was minor. Now, Dominic wasn't lazy in this match. He wasn't lackadaisical. He didn't phone this shit in. He fully dedicated himself to the match and to his opponent. And that's all that I had been asking for. There were glimpses of Dominic being able to be great early on in his career, but as he began to become a heel, and even in his early days as a face, he just something was holding him back from moving forward and being better. He just wasn't getting out of those blocks. And maybe Judgment Day is what helped him get to that point. Either way, the boy performed exceptionally well compared to his previous matches. This is one of his best matches, if not the best match that I've seen him in a very long time, if not ever. Dragon Lee pulled out the best in Dominic Mysterio. And I don't know exactly what they were able to, accomplish in terms of how this is going to work out later on down the line. But I will say I wouldn't mind watching Dragon Lee and Dominic Mysterio go at it again at No Mercy, because I feel like that would be one of the best matches of the night next to Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov. This match today, this was my favorite match on the card for Monday Night Raw, and I never very well today. So kudos to you, baby breath. You done grew up. I guess Rhea's titty milk finally did something for you. Let me look at y'all comments. It said, wait, Fastlane is next week. I have something to watch when I take these braids out. Yeah, Fastlane is next week. No Mercy is Saturday. Hold tight, y'all. I shall return. Hold on. Hold on. Still don't know my words, still stressing perfection. Let you all in my mental, got me looking too desperate. Damn, you ain't deserve. All right, sorry about that. I had to make sure I had everything in order. All righty, so let's get to the matches that weren't on the card before we get to the matches that the last match of the night. Like I said a few seconds ago, Dominic Mysterio did retain his North American Championship against Dragon Lee. It was an excellent title match between these two men. There was one botch in the middle of the match, and it was just from slippage because they were sweating. There really wasn't any botched move sets or anything bad that happened in this match. Dominic Mysterio was clean. He had great ring awareness. He was solid. It was a really good match. Dragon Lee was exceptional. He soared through the sky. He was given all time. It was just so much fun to watch Dragon Lee to begin with. But in this match, it was really good. It was a close match, but Dominic was able to outsmart him doing those high flying moves, and it ended up costing Dragon Lee. He got on the top rope and he ended up pulling his leg down. And when he pulled his leg down, Dragon Lee bounced off of that top rope, hitting himself in the groin. And that ultimately gave Dominic Mysterio the opening to hit that frog splash and to pick up the win. So it was game over for Dragon Lee. And unfortunately, Dominic Mysterio is still your champion. But at least today, he looked like a champion and not somebody's bitch. Okay. Now, Nia Jax has reared her head again with her horrible promos. I'm gonna see if I can remember what she said verbatim. Michael asked her why she was taking out the entire women's division. And she said, what? I'm sorry. I didn't even notice you were there. And I was just like, bitch, you walked in the ring, you knew he was there. Stop fucking playing. See, Michael nice. Michael real nice. Cause I'd have been like, ho, stop fucking playing with me. You saw me standing in this fucking ring. Them lights ain't that fucking bright. And your ass ain't been gone that goddamn long. Bitch, you know who I am. You see me. Now, I'm trying to be professional. Okay? Now they want to know, because I don't give a fuck. Okay? I don't care. But they want to know why you keep attacking these hoes in the back. Okay? She goes, you want to know why, Michael? Because I'm the baddest human in all of WWE. Not woman. She said human. Okay? She said, you know what happened to Rhea? I squashed her. Raquel Rodriguez squashed her. Shayna Baszler. They thought Shayna was going to be the one. Squashed her too. Piper Nevin squashed her. Zoe Stark squashed her. Chelsea Green squashed her. Anybody who steps to me is going to get squashed. And I was like, oh, so we borrowing from our cousin now? Because you ain't do nothing but just replace Smash with squash, babe. Okay? She said, yeah, Michael's so professional. Okay, Rhonda Light. Well, for somebody who was talking a lot of cash shit about Rhonda, you sure calling yourself the baddest human on the planet? Let me go by my business. Anyway, she continued to double down on the fact that she was the baddest human in all of WWE. And as she kept talking, Zoe Starks came out there. And Zoe, I give Zoe a lot of credit. Zoe walked up in her face and was right up on her. You ever seen, let me describe it so you can understand. When you, okay, I put it in this term, but some of y'all might not understand it, so I'm gonna make it really plain. When you in front of your man and he like really attracted to you at the moment, you, you talking to Mike, you know what I mean? You're like, hello, hello, little one, how are you? You can't help it. You just having a conversation in his mic, you know. You're just talking in the microphone. It kind of reminded me of that. I don't know why. I don't know why I took it there, but I did. You know what I'm saying? You kind of you talking about it, just look, it just reminded me of one of those instances because there was no space between Zoe and Naya. It was Zoe, Mike, Naya. That's how it was. And she was like, Naya, you starting shit like she like if you wanted to get at me, you could have just came at me. But since you attacked me, she was like, let's go. She was like, I'm not scared of you. Let's fucking go. Naya standing there laughing at her. And I mean, Zoe lips was like literally kissing the microphone at this point. She would have been on Naya's chesticles if the damn people hadn't moved back. Now Zoe swung on her. Michael got his ass out the way. Zoe swung on her. They started fighting. They had they had Ref Bay coming there. She pushing Naya back and holding Naya. Zoe is fighting over her. So they done sandwiched the ref between her and Nia Jax. And the ref just got stuck. So the ref figured out I'm not going to be able to hold Nia back. So let me go ahead and hold Zoe. She was able to tackle Zoe to the ground, okay, and got Zoe back. The male referee held Nia back. So that's how the match started. The girls was fighting. At first, Zoe was holding her own, but she could not best Nia Jax in any way, shape, or form. Nia beat her, and that was that. It was simple. Now, prior to that, Becky came out there, still the NXT Women's Champion, very proud champion. She always has been. And she talked to Tegan prior to that, her coming out there. She told Tegan, not who's fucking a human. Ooh, child. Who's fucking nobody? Nobody. Make sure y'all put y'all videos up to live so you can keep yourself up to date. a little link in the corner that says live. It should be lit up and it should have a red dot next to it. If it doesn't, click that and it will make you go live and you'll come right into the stream where I'm actually talking at. Okay, and you won't be so far behind. Not her cave of wonders. Child. She did that bonsai move. I'm not sure the full name that Yokozuna used to do, but she did do that on Zoe, and that's how she was able to win. She bounced off of Zoe though. It wasn't like that with Naya. I mean, with Shayna and Rhea Ripley. She bounced off of Zoe's chest. Okay. It's crazy out here in these streets. You feel me? Now the only person I feel like in that company right now who gonna give her a real run for her money is Jade. You know what I'm saying? Like I would legitimately, if Jade is ready to go after Survivor Series in that Royal Rumble, she would debut in that Rumble and she would eliminate Nia Jax. I would make them start a feud immediately. You know what I'm saying? But she told Joey's chesticles up. Ooh, she sat right on her chesticles. Okay. Not that's what she gets. Nicole, you ain't shit. Now look, earlier in the night, Becky Lynch had a conversation with Tegan Knox. And she said, Tegan, you were the girl I thought that was going to come out there. But alas, I got Natalia. Now, she said, I'm just trying to understand what was going on because you was at the curtain. You was in Gorilla. You was ready to go. You was dressed. You had your shit on. You was ready to roll. What happened? And she said, well, I was back there, but so was Natalia. And, I just let her go ahead of me. And Becky was just telling her, like, listen, sis, like, I understand you want to be nice or whatever. But she said, while you in this industry, when you have an opportunity, you need to take it as quickly as possible. She said, okay, it's called a bonsai drop. Thank you. She said, don't let nobody take advantage of you like that. And don't let people take opportunities from you. Don't hand anybody an opportunity when an opportunity is being presented to you. You always, always, always seize the moment. I don't care who's in front of you. So Tegan said, I got you. Cool. Bet. So Tegan went to Adam. Adam was in his office on the phone and he alludes to the fact that he still doesn't know who's going to be traded to SmackDown in place of Jey Uso, but that the decision was coming soon. Now, I don't know who he was talking to, but it really doesn't matter because that's when Tegan comes in. And Tegan says to Adam, listen, I just want to have a shot at Becky's title. She's offering shots. Let me get in here. She's like, I'm ready. I can do this. Natalia bring her wobbly silicone built ass in there, and she goes, I came in here to talk to Adam, but I see that Tegan's in here. She must be talking to Adam too about me getting another opportunity at Becky Lynch. She was like, no, bitch, I was not. Because you just had one and you lost. And she was like, girl, I know you're not listening to Becky Lynch, of all fucking people. She was like, that woman doesn't care about anybody but herself. And you are just getting yourself into a world of trouble that you don't need to be in. We both know that you're not ready to go up against no champion. So step aside. Tegan was like, girl, first of all, back the fuck up. Secondly, you lost fair and square to Becky last week. It's on film. We all saw it, bitch. Number two, you done been here for 15 years and they had multiple opportunities. Bitch, it's my time. And I was like, you better say that shit. Cause the facts is the facts, ho. Now shit, every time you turn around, you standing up or somewhere, posted up like you the next cheerleader. I swear I'm not a whore. That's how you look. That's how you look. Titties all hard and oiled up, sun damaged, a mess. Okay? Tiggy said, now look, you can put your titties up in my face all you want to. The fact of the matter is your ass need to go sit down. It is my motherfucking turn. I done snapped both of my damn ACLs trying to do this shit in this company, and I'm not about to let you steal nothing else from me, ho. Okay? You need to go about your goddamn business. They got to arguing and fighting, and Adam said, "Listen, ladies, we're gonna settle this right now. You and Natalia will have a match. Okay, whoever wins that match will go on to go up against Becky or Tiffany Stratton next week. Okay, child." I said to myself, now, Adam, I usually be on your side, but let me tell you something. Natalia does not deserve to have another opportunity at nothing. Okay. And this is not me trying to be disrespectful to Natalia. I might joke and say things, but that's how I joke and have a good time. And I know that I'm a little out, I'm a little out there, I'm a little off sometimes, but I don't mean no harm by it. But let me be realistic. Let me keep it real. Natalia is not in desperate need to do anything in this company. Okay. Natalia is already set. She ain't gonna never be fired. You can clearly see that, and that's no shade, but let's just keep it real. She's never gonna be fired. She is always gonna be backstage. You know what I'm saying? Like the best thing that I would suggest for you to do, Natalia, is to slowly transition yourself into the back and make it so that you could be a liaison for these girls, because it seemed like you got a little bit of pullback there, but you're not using it properly. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just saying real talk. Like, you don't have to be the one to go out there and wrestle. Now, Tegan could have wrestled Zoe today. You feel what I'm saying? Or you could have had Tegan going up against Piper. You could have had Tegan going up against Xia Li. Xia Li's still back there. Why? You could have had Xia and Tegan in there arguing, waiting for an opportunity, and then had them two fighting it out. Natalia did not have to be the one. I'm sorry. Now you wasted the opportunity of starting to build the other girls up instead of focusing specifically on Tegan. You could have focused on both Zaya and Tegan. You know Tegan is not going to win this championship if Becky retains it or if Tiffany Stratton retains it. But you know what? If Tiffany gets that title back at NXT No Mercy, I wouldn't have no problem with her dropping it on Monday to Tegan Knox. And I'm serious. I'm dead ass. Reason being is because Tegan could benefit from being the NXT Women's Champion in NXT. She can benefit from that. The belt is not benefiting. Becky's not benefiting from the belt. The belt is benefiting from Becky. Okay. If they were to drop that title to Tegan, Tegan would benefit from the belt. That's the difference. All right. So I wouldn't have no issues with that because you would start to build her up and it would work for Tegan. The same way you gave Mandy the opportunity, you can give that same opportunity to Tegan Knox. The same way. You can still work on building those girls in NXT and let Tegan lead in the new era of girls. Move Tiffany over to the main roster because she's more than prepared for it. Okay, she will learn how to work on her promo skills just like Charlotte did. She had to learn quick. Tiffany will learn quick too, and you can tell that she's a fast study. Okay, move Tiffany out of there. She would work. Make Tegan be one of the make her be the lead out girl and let her lead it in. Let her keep the title for like 3-4 months, and then she can drop it to somebody else. It could be Blair, it could be Gigi, JC, whichever one they want to drop it to. It don't fucking matter. But you can do that, move Tegan back to the main roster and still keep her as one of the top girls. That's how you can start building these girls up. You can't keep relying on fucking Natalia. I'm sorry. I don't mean no harm by it because people seem to take things literally. I want to be clear. I am not saying Natalia is not great. Natalia is one of the greatest technical wrestlers, period. Male or female, non binary, they, them, doesn't matter. She is one of the best technical wrestlers ever. That's not like me just hyping her up. That's just the truth. She is one of the most highly skilled wrestlers the WWE has and just across the board. Okay? She is better suited for training, coaching, and morphing these girls into superstars. The way she helped train Lana and Lana's dedication to being trained, and now she's over in AEW working as a valet slash manager, that works for her. But she also has the skill now to be able to wrestle. Okay, you've got girls who had to they were busting their ass trying to learn how to wrestle and be better. And Natalia helped those girls work through those kinks, move into better spaces. That should be where she is right now. I'm not saying she doesn't need to wrestle anymore. I'm not saying she shouldn't be there and doing everything, but you're giving opportunities to her that could be given to the other girls in the back. And that don't make sense to me. Natalia done been there through three different decades. Am I right? 3 different decades of wrestling.
Something like that.
I'm not crazy. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, y'all. What is there to listen to? We saw Natalia lose in real life in 4K. Child. She was adamant that she deserved to have another opportunity at Becky when she lost fair and square. Remy, them titties is sun damaged. You know they are. You know she got spots. No, not the sun damage. Definitely is. Oh, Nicole said, I don't be joking, Lord. First day at the E, I'm sending her home. Nicole. Not Natty having the most pull backstage was on my wrestling 2023 bingo card. Same. Like I'm just saying, like if she were to drop that title to Tegan, I would not be upset about that because that is your building blocks. That is how you start to move in different directions with these girls. And you do it with the men all the time. 2000s, 2010, 2020s. Yeah, she been there for a while. And it's no shade to Natalia. Like I said, we respect her, but like at the same time, come on. Come on. Anyways, Natalia had the match with Tegan. Tegan was able to win with her Shining Wizard, and she picked up the win. And like I said, whoever wins that match Friday with Tiffany Stratton and Becky Lynch, which happens to be an Extreme Rules match, Tegan will be the next person to challenge Becky for this title. Now, this means that Becky more than likely is not going to be at Fastlane unless she's there in a helping capacity to her husband. It's very possible that she could help him stand, be the last man standing. I don't know. She been there since '08. That's, I feel like she was there before that, but whatever works for you. All right. Now, another match happened with Champa. Champa went up against Ludwig Kaiser. He ended up beating Champa. Champa ended up beating Ludwig Kaiser because Giovanni was trying to help and he interfered in the ring. He ended up distracting Champa enough to be able to get taken out. After Champa kneed him in the face, he dropped on the apron and not on the floor. So the referee was tending to him, and technically Ludwig Kaiser won that match, but he didn't win by the rest count. So the referee was distracted. Ludwig got up, grabbed the ref, and basically was like, Giovanni, what are you doing? Like, you're costing me my match. He pushed his partner out of the ring like he was just trash. And then Champa hit him with this high knee that he really didn't connect on, but we'll get to that later because Ludwig sold it extremely well. He slumped over, was out, and Champa was able to pick up the win. Champa has gone through both members of Imperium. The last final boss is Gunther. The match has already been set for Gunther to go up against Champa, but it's at Fastlane, and apparently there is a contract signing next week between Gunther and Champa. Now, Gunther was not pleased with his henchmen losing to Champa the way that they did, so Gunther made it very clear that when one fucks up, everybody get punished. More specifically, Ludwig Kaiser. He said if Giovanni gets, beaten and you're there, or if Giovanni gets beaten, you get in trouble. You're all gonna get in trouble. Nobody is safe. Because I'm supposed to be the most dominant champion, and I can't have y'all out here making me look bad. to his credit, I mean, he's right. You know, he is right. I still think Jay's showing up at No Mercy. You think so? Noam Dar been in WWE for 7 years. 7 years. It's been 7 years for Noam Dar. Wow. He the last of that breed of cruiserweights, right? That came into the E during the Cruiserweight Classic.
I think so.
Him, Cedric, because Mustafa's gone. He's the last of that Cruiserweight Classic that came in, right?
I think so, yeah.
That's crazy. Nobody else is left but him and Cedric. That's insane. Anyways, so that was how that went. Did I miss any other matches? Did I miss anything? We talked about Otis's match. We talked about Dom and Dragon Lee, which kudos to Dominic and Dragon Lee. That match was so fire. It was the best match on the card, if you ask me. We talked about both women's matches. She said, "Yup, Jesus." WWE really should have invested in that cruiserweight division a little bit more because it was worth it. And they had some really good superstars in that cruiserweight division. Like, I was really mad at them for letting Buddy Murphy leave like they did. Like, he just wanted to be treated fairly. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to be stuck in no storyline with no woman and doing all this extra stuff. Like, he did it, because he wanted to get paid. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But like Buddy just wanted to wrestle and enjoy his time, wrestling. And I feel like if they had stuck with Buddy Murphy and let him be Buddy Murphy, I think that Buddy Murphy probably would be great right now. You know what I'm saying? He would be awesome right now. He'd be an awesome heel US champion. He would be what Austin Theory should have fucking been. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they wasted it. Like they wasted an opportunity with him. Oh, she said, "Yep, him and Cedric, that's it." That's crazy. But half those people in the classic weren't ever signed. Okay. Okay. Coda and Zack Sabre were in it. They were. Really? Cody was the gosh darn star. Coda was the gosh darn star. I wonder why WWE didn't sign him. I don't think they was ready. They had to go through a few growing pains. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That happens when you got to grow the company and change and make a few changes. But I feel like they need to start investing in all the divisions and they need to start making it so that it is it's more interesting. They said, "Bless you, babe."
Thank you.
Invest in the women, invest in the men, the tag teams. I really think that they should build a women's tag team division from scratch instead of just focusing on makeshift teams. Because building a division from scratch can really, really give you some true competition. And you only need like maybe two more teams on each show to really make a solid women's tag team division, right? You don't need like 7 teams on each show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You just need like 2 or 3 on each show so that you got true competition for those tag team titles. It just would make perfect sense. Okay. She said Coda went to NXT and then he left soon afterwards to New Japan again. Oh, maybe he wasn't. It wasn't for him. All right, ladies and gents, we about almost an hour in, which is never normal for me. I talk all day long. Look in the chat. Okay, let me check. Who's on a feeling? Din, din, din. I'm high on believing. This was the second round. Damn, Cedric was really big. Cedric was big back then. Look at that.
Yeah.
I bet if Cedric get back to this weight, he'd be fired again. Like they would. I feel like if they give Cedric an opportunity, Cedric could be pretty good as a face again. He haven't been a face in a while, but they got to revive him and repack him and make him a cruiserweight champion. Following when he first got there, and he was a good cruiserweight champion. He was a solid cruiserweight
Yeah,
champion.
it was.
Oh, he was solid. I remember him and Finn teaming up, but it was almost prime NXT Black and Gold Triple H reign. It was during the days I wasn't watching. All right, y'all. My arm, my elbow is hurting. She is tweaking. Got a sharp pain in it. All right, y'all. So it is time for us to discuss the main event. The main event, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Baby, what is it?
Mm-hmm.
Can you look and see whose song that is? So the tag teams. Hold on, y'all. Did it catch it?
Breakfast in Morocco. The Alchemist or somebody else.
She said he was just there. Coda wasn't going to ever sign. Oh, it's me. I made the song. You didn't make it. Shut up. Anyways, the tag team champions Judgment Day went up against former tag team champions Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. They cut a fire promo in the backstage area talking to, what is her name? Jackie Redmond? Is that her name?
Very well. Yeah.
Larry June and the Alchemist. Breakfast in Monaco. Okay. It sounded like Tyler the Creator. That's why I asked you who that was. Anyways, boys and girls, gather around. I'm going to spin you a tale of destruction and chaos. The final moments of Monday Night Raw were quite entertaining. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were fired up and ready to get their tag team titles back. And Judgment Day was ready to defend these tag team titles at all costs. Not just for themselves, but also to their precious mommy, who was sitting at home watching with eager eyes, of course. Now, as the match unfolded, it seemed like the teams were equally yoked and nobody was getting a leg up over the other. That is until Dominic Mysterio came out there. He interfered at least once or twice, and that's when Jay Uso came down and evened the odds. As they progressed into evening and they were continued to fight and fought, continued to fight in and outside the ring, that's when JD McDonough came down and helped to take out um Jay Uso. Jay Uso ended up getting stomped at by both men. And that's when Cody came down to even the odds. So it was a brawl, a fight to the finish. And these men were out there fighting. It was 4-on-4. Well, it was actually a lot more than that because it was Jimmy, Jay, Sammy, Kevin. And then it was JD, Dominic, Damien, and Finn. So it was 4-on-4, and the boys was out there just scrapping. Now, Adam had to get control. Adam grabbed Jay. They had the other producers grabbing Cody, and everybody else was getting pulled in the back. They were still fighting. As they were continuing to fight, people forgot that JD McDonough was still on the side of the ring. So when they got ready to hit, Sami Zayn had them titles won. He hit Damian Priest with that haluva kick. Damian laid out and he was getting ready to get this match over and done with. But that's when JD McDonough hit him in the head with the blue belts and the match was over. Damian rolled over and put his arm over Sammy, and the ref counted 1, 2, 3, and they lost their last opportunity at regaining those tag team titles from the Judgment Day. This led to a full on assault from JD McDonough, and they were all fighting. As they continued to attack those who were left in the ring, Jay Uso came out there, as did Cody, and the show ended in full chaos. Everybody was fighting, everybody was taking everybody out, and there was no fucks being given. If you've ever seen semi pro, that's exactly what it looked like.
Everybody dead, everybody.
Everybody was just fighting. And there was no end to it. As the show went off the air, all you saw was Jay Uso sitting on the bottom rope, Kevin and Sammy attacking, I think it was Damian Priest, and Cody was standing out in there. They had already tossed out Finn and Dominic Mysterio. So I don't know what ended up happening, but I know probably as the show went off and they hit that dark match, it probably was an 8-man tag team match as the dark match, and then Finn and them ended up losing on the dark match, and Kevin, Sammy, and Jay and Cody were the winners. Now, if you notice, WWE has a very they have a telltale. The top guys are always the ones that you're going to see marketed heavily throughout the show. So who are your top guys now? Jey Uso is a big favorite backstage, as well as amongst the locker room and with the execs. They like the way that the crowd reacts to him. They love his enthusiasm, and he was always going to be the standout that was going to break away from the judge from Bloodline and move into a standalone um career of his own. That was always the plan from the start of the Judge of Bloodline starting up until now. The plan was for Jey Uso to be the breakout star. Given his performance during the pandemic era and what he did to help solidify Roman Reigns as a really fearful champion, or champion to fear, they were like, okay, Jey Uso has proven that he's capable, and we're going to start moving in a direction of building him up as someone who can be on his own and possibly hold a singles championship all by his lonesome. With that being said, Cody is also a top billing star on Raw, as is Kevin, Sammy, Damian Priest, Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, Gunther, and Drew. I would throw Drew in there, and I would throw Kofi and Xavier in there. To me, those are your top 10, 11 guys on the show as of right now. Everybody else, I would put in a mid card or into the tag team division. Um, and that's just the way I'm gonna do it. I mean, that's it. That's all. That's all I got. Ain't got no all. Now, a little bit of a tidbit. We already mentioned earlier that the girls are going to be fighting next week for the NXT Women's Championship. Depending on who wins this title at NXT's No Mercy in that Extreme Rules match, whoever wins is going to face off against Tegan that following Monday. That's going to be a rough night for whoever wins that match. The Extreme Rules match is between Becky and Tiffany Stratton. They're going to be fighting Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time. So whoever wins, like I said, they're going to go up against Tegan Knox for the NXT Women's Championship. That is literally, 2 days? So they'll get one full day of rest, and then they'll be back on the road to fly out to wherever they are this next Monday. And then they're going to have to wrestle in that match. Tegan's going to be fresh, but whoever goes up against Tegan, they ain't going to be so fresh. Oh, it's going to be a rough day. Also, again, like I mentioned earlier, next week you're going to have an Intercontinental Championship contract signing between Ciampa and Gunther. This is the match that's leading to their match next week at Fastlane. They're going to be fighting it out for that Intercontinental Championship. All right. Now, more interesting little tidbits. John Cena's match has officially been made a 2-on-1 handicap match for now. Okay, we all know how WWE likes to work. They like to blow up the drama and then boom, at the last minute, hit us with a nice little, tag team partner. Which I'm assuming, given the fact that I feel like they're going to hold out on who is going to SmackDown until probably after Crown Jewel. Okay, more than likely they're gonna hold on to who goes to SmackDown until after Crown Jewel, and then they will announce who was traded to SmackDown. And it's gonna be dramatic, and it's gonna be fucking Cody. I know it is, and I need them to hurry the fuck up, okay? But anyways, this match is scheduled for next week at Fastlane, and it's gonna be Johnny Boy versus the Usos and Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa. Now, Elimination Chamber is going to be in Perth, Australia. Okay? But I heard it through the grapevine that you and me would do fine. And I hope that you feel much better. Yes, I do. Okay. Try said, if you don't shut your ass up, listen. Okay? You married me because I was a fool. Okay? Can't help that. A little birdie is running around the internet telling everybody that The Rock is scheduled to wrestle at Elimination Chamber in Perth. Now, I don't know in what capacity or how he will be there, but he's supposed to be there. Now, if y'all know, you know, Elimination Chamber is usually after Royal Rumble. Okay? Now, this is fan made, just so you know. I didn't get this from the WWE website or nothing. This is all speculation for right now, okay? Because we don't know for sure what's going to happen. But they say the streets been talking that The Rock is supposed to show his ass up at Elimination Chamber, or he's at least supposed to he be scheduled for Elimination Chamber. Now, I don't know in what capacity, and I'm not sure how or why he's going to be there, but I just know that this is the rumor. Now, a lot of y'all are probably sitting there like, but the writer's strike is over. Yeah, the writer's strike is over, but the Screen Actors Guild strike is not over. The Screen Actors Guild is still striking. Now, the Writers Guild strike, they came to a deal. 5 days, it's going to go into full effect, and everybody's going to be done. They have done picketing. They're stopping on the picket lines. Everything is going to resume exactly where it stopped, and they're going to begin to start working on new shows, and the current shows that they were supposed to finish, they're going to finish them out. They said it's going to take 6 to 8 weeks to get everything set in motion for the next, sweeps week, which is supposed to happen in September, but because of the strike, it's been pushed back. So sweeps more than likely won't happen until late November. Even then, we are stuck because the actors have not stopped striking. They're still on strike. So until they can get a deal struck with the companies, they're still on strike. The Rock also lost his Disney deal due to the strike. Let me be clear. The Rock lost his Disney contract due to the strike, not because of Black Adam bombing or because of his input and influence on movies. People want to spin a narrative online. It is very simple. There were several other contracts that were canceled because Disney did not know when they were going to be able to fulfill those contracts. So they got rid of them and they let them go where they are. Now, more than likely, they will go and re up on these contracts and see what they can do in terms of getting the movies that they wanted to be promised to be made over the next 3 years. But because Jungle Cruise 2 and Jungle Cruise 3, I believe, was set in that contract as well. And I think Disney still wants to go forward with that, but they're going to have to renegotiate a whole new contract with The Rock in order to do that. So instead of doing all that, they just canceled everything. They canceled any contracts they had lingering out there. They got rid of them. He said, yes, but SAG is still striking. So let us hope they come to an agreement too. Yes, we do hope that they come to an agreement. But as of right now, the Rock schedule is completely open. So technically, it is very possible that he could show up very soon. And when I say very soon, I mean more like Royal Rumble Survivor Series very soon. You get my drift. With all that being said, loves, dims the rumors, the innuendo, the intrigue. Okay, now let's get into it. Okay, No Mercy is this Saturday in Bakersfield, California. It's gonna come on the Peacock Network All right. And it's a Peacock exclusive. All right. And we're going to have a couple of matches set for New Mercy. Now, if you care, Braun Breaker is going up against Baron Corbin. You're going to have, at least this was supposed to be the match. But like I said, Mustafa Ali is no longer in the E. Props to him and hopes that he's going to be successful wherever he goes. So my mind is telling me tomorrow, more than likely, there will be another match scheduled for Dominic Mysterio to defend his championship at No Mercy once again. This would be a really good idea, in my opinion, especially after the performance he just pulled out just a few hours ago. It's going to be a solid match. It's going to be amazing because he did exceptionally well today. Meanwhile, the government finished shut down. Jesus the 30th is this Sunday. It's Saturday. Yes, baby, it's Saturday. The government is about to shut down, but that's mainly due to the Republicans trying to strong arm everybody into doing what they want them to do, despite the fact that they agreed to the previous budget and now they're doubling back on it because take a guess as to why they've decided to not agree on the budget. Don't we vote this year?
Next year.
Is next year? You sure? You sure we don't vote this year?
I could be wrong. I don't know. Hell.
Anywhoosies, let's talk about something fun. Okay. The girls are going to be fighting because it's going to be an NXT Women's Championship Extreme Rules match. All right. Tiffany Stratton is trying to regain her title back from Big Time Bex. I'm going to be honest, I don't think she's going to get it, but some of the girls believe that she will. And fatally, it happened to me right in front of my face, child. It seems that the last and final bout between Ilya Dragunov and Carmelo Hayes is coming to a head. Carmelo and Ilya have met once before, and here's an asterisk next to that. And Ilya is not waiting around for Carmelo to drum up any more drama, and he doesn't want that man ducking and dodging him anymore. So they have made a new match, and it's going to be Ilya versus Carmelo for the NXT Men's Championship. It's going to be a fun time on Saturday. I'm going to be in my room watching TV with my food and just yelling at the TV with the door closed, and no one's going to be bothering me. Not even Jared. Okay? Okay. Watermelon. Yes, 2024. That's when we vote next year. Fun. I got Moscato and watermelon Moscato. Cool. We love that. We love that. She going to try. But Becky keeping Kiana's title warm for when she's ready to say snatchies. Child. And she can hold it for a cute 3-6 months and drop it to Fallon. You know what? I love Fallon. People be sleeping on Fallon, but Fallon is fire. She's fun and she can wrestle really well. I love Fallon. Anyways, that is Monday Night Raw, ladies and gentlemen. Now NXT tomorrow's got a couple of matches scheduled. Hold tight. I will tell you what they are in a second. Let me get some of these deleted. Ooh, child, my back is killing me. And it's hot in here. I feel like I'm going through hell. Sorry about that.
Still don't know my words, still stressing perfection. Let you all in my mental, got me looking too desperate. Damn, you ain't deserve.
finding peace. Honestly, that sound like a fair trade to me.
Rolling 80 wheels in the city. Riding on you. Gotta roll loyalty, gotta give and release. Spread your legs downtown, so I'm going out to eat. Hit the raw sounds when the rock up in your I'ma roll on the forever, let her roll on me. Split this one down the middle, wake up in harmony.
A claps. Don't close your eyes to get away. Just make my mind and I'll arrange it. Beautiful, girl, you're stainless. You'll be fine, I'll be painless, yeah. All I'm drinking is champagne. All you want is the same thing.
Yeah. The 10,000 building, get your ass an apartment, put you inside a G-class, that's just a starter kit. Plenty things count in life, but none of them is the thought of it. New piece around my neck, this chess games, but shorty stay with calculated moves like Beth Harmon. Swear I'm more Purple Rain Prince than Prince Charming. Disappointment, I stay expecting it. The pessimist, gold medalists, flush the magnums just so they not collecting my specimens down.
A claps.
Baby, I'm late, but I
He's in the bed. All right, y'all. Sorry about that. Okay. Hold on.
Still don't know my worth, still stressing perfection. Let you all in my mental, got me looking too desperate. Damn, you ain't deserve. Time. If I say I hate you, I mean it. If I say I love you, I mean it. If I say I hate you, I mean it. If I say I love you, I mean it.
Fair trade to me if I ever heard one, and I'm still here outside. Front line, south side. I've been losing friends and finding peace. Honestly, that sound like a fair trade to me.
Sorry about that. I had to use facilities, so apologies. Fallon and Ivy don't be getting pushed like they should. Patience is key with Shawn Michaels. Eventually they will be. Not my Wi-Fi being out. What the hell happened? Now we just chilling. Hey, I had to go to the bathroom. And I'm not about to pee on myself. So it is what it is. Ilya Dragunov and Carmelo Hayes are set to have a contract signing tomorrow on NXT. It seems that's a running theme with Carmelo Hayes and his championships, whether it be North American or the Big Kahuna, the NXT championship. He always has a contract signing ahead of his contractual matches. So it's going to be eager to see what each man say to each other. Dragunov doesn't really play into Carmelo Hayes' games when he's talking on the microphone. Dragunov usually bounces off and usually comes back with even harder quips. So it's going to be an interesting time. I will say that. Eddie Thorpe and Dijak are supposed to be squaring off in some kind of strap match. This has been weeks of Dijak, basically going at Eddie Thorpe, attacking him during matches, and of course, him cheating with a strap in their match to win. So I guess it's only fitting that their feud end in a strap match. Anyways, let's the finals of the Global Heritage Invitational are happening. Joe Coffey will face off against Butch. And whoever wins will go up against Noam Dar for his Heritage Cup Championship on traditional Heritage Cup rules. Okay. So we love that for you guys. Good luck to Butch because, to be fair, I am not interested in seeing Emo Joe Coffee go up against Noam Dar. Okay. Okay. Not interested. Now, the women have one scheduled match, but that doesn't mean they won't have another match. It just means that this is the one that is scheduled. So it is set to be Gigi Dolan versus Blair Davenport. You see, Gigi got her lick back on Blair a couple weeks back, and the girls just been attacking each other back and forth. So now it's time for the chickens to come home to roost, honey. We gonna see if Blair is gonna do what she says, which is take out every woman in the WWE that's in her way, or is Gigi Dolan gonna risk it all and take out Blair Davenport in the process? I guess we'll have to wait and find out. It seems like now for NXT, the only match that's on the card for the women is the NXT Women's Championship. Given the fact that it's an Extreme Rules match, I can understand why. It's going to take a minute for them to go through that match. And of course, that Heritage Cup match is like, it's at least a 20-30 minute match. So it's going to be a minute. They got 2 hours to fill, but we'll see if they, what they'll be able to do. But it seems like right now for NXT, the only women's match on that card is the women's championship. I'm so sick of Blueface name all over my timeline. Can we just throw that man in the disposal already? Child, at this point, they both of them is doing too much for me, and I'm just about to start um like hiding all those posts about him because every blog and dirt sheet talks about him and I don't get it. Like he's not even famous for what he got famous on, which was his music. He now is specifically famous for just fucking over women, which is just disgusting. That makes no sense to me. Oh, they fighting for my hand in marriage. I can't. Why is Joe Coffey the shortest member of Gallus, but yet the angriest? Most people, that happens more often than you think. I'm not interested in seeing Noam Dar versus Joe Coffey again. Okay. I like how you just subtly alluded to the fact that they had a match already. Quite frankly, I don't care. I'm not interested in seeing them wrestle at all. I don't want to see it. Who's Blueface? Not anybody you should be concerned with. Well, you ever seen a happy leprechaun? Okay, see, we're going to stop right here. All right, so we are done. I have officially done my duty as a host, and I am going to go. So you guys enjoy the rest of your night. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. The only match that I missed on Monday Night Raw was Kofi going up against Drew. Drew did beat Kofi, and then the Viking Raiders attacked Kofi as well as Xavier, and Drew did not go and help any of them. So Drew is leaning into his villain era and not caring about anybody except for himself. So it is what it is. I don't really have any way about it. I kind of figured it was coming at some point. You kind of get pigeonholed in one um persona. You get a little antsy and tired and you want something new, something fresh. So I understand Drew's need to be a villain for a little while, so it's going to be an interesting time. With all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all have a wonderful night. I am going to try to get some sleep because I have to do homework with my nephew in the morning. It's not going to be a fun time, but I do it because I love him. With all that being said, I hope you guys enjoy your night, get some sleep, and I will see you guys tomorrow. We'll be right back here, bright and early. Well, more like, dark and late. It'll be around 10, and we'll be talking about this beauty. because I suspect that this match is actually going to be pretty decent, despite how I feel about Joe Coffey personally. I think that this match is going to be fun. With all that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow after NXT. Bye. I said the Viking Raiders because they are still the Viking Raiders, along with Valhalla. Just because Eric isn't there doesn't make Ivar any less of a Viking Raider. You knew what I meant, Kayla, so relax. I watched it, I saw it. There you go.